Alex Grant carrying the ball.
Monica, go.
Welcome to the Metro Lax Series live streamed at allmetsports.com, featuring this matchup between the St. Stephen St. Agnes Saints and the Georgetown Prep Little Hoyas. Hello everyone, I'm Monica Moore alongside former All-American and National Attackman of the Year Cab Maddox. And Cab, this is a matchup everyone in this area has been waiting to see all year. You have a team ranked #1 by the Washington Post. You have a team ranked #4 by the Washington Post squaring off here today.
Yeah, I think St. Stephen's, who's actually ranked #4 by the Post, I have them at #1 in my personal little rankings based on their wins over Boys Latin and McDonough last few weeks, which are impressive and program-changing wins.
Our score right now 1-1. Both teams
Kill the sound.
have scored. Nice look inside to #16, Brendan Collins. Now battle through the loose ball. It will be St. Stephen St. Agnes with possession. So as you said, Cab, the offensive production going to be important. What are other things we should be focusing on?
Well, right there, ground ball hustling. Who's tougher? Who wants the? Both coaches emphasized the need to pick up ground balls and dominate. Prep is exceptional off the ground ball and in transition, and St. Stephen's wants to make sure they pick up more ground balls and not to limit the offensive transition opportunities for Georgetown Prep.
All right, so these are things that we will be talking about throughout the matchup, determining which team has got the better of the other one in terms of those categories. And then, Cab, I know you have some keys to the game for both of these two teams that are just individual things that both are going to have to do well today in order to get the win.
Yeah, that Georgetown Prep is using a drop ride this year, and they brought Zach Blumenstein, the long pole midi, who's committed to Johns Hopkins, over there to pick up a pole. That was a great ride by Georgetown Prep. That actually was a concern for Coach Tybalt, the St. Stephen's head coach, how effective.
There's always a concern against a team that is good on defense, good on the ride, a very aggressive team.
Another little battle I want everyone to make sure they watch is the face-off battle between the senior captain at Prep, Chris Hampton, who's about 67%, versus the sophomore, who's a 2-year starter, Clay Carson, who's their fogo, their face-off get-off specialist.
Nice drive by #21, the goal by Chris Hampton, doing it all today. So far for Georgetown Prep, handling the face-off responsibilities for the Little Hoyas and getting a beautiful bounce shot goal right there.
Now Chris actually stays on the field after he faces off, and as evidence there, he can play offense. Nice shot.
Chris Hampton has certainly been a factor early on in this contest for the Little Hoyas. Cab, you were just talking about it, this face-off battle, and again, this is the Metro Lax Series live streamed at allmetsports.com, featuring the St. Stephen St. Agnes Saints, who just won the face-off, and the Georgetown Prep Little Hoyas. Wow! #2 placed Carson off the face-off. And Kev, you were just talking about how he's the Fogo guy, the face-off get-off, and really making an impact in this contest for the Saints.
Both face-offs. I mean, that's a key right there. Who's going to battle? And Clay just saw his counterpart, 21 Chris Hampton, do it. So, hey, I can do it too.
So Clay Carson, once again with the equalizer. We are all knotted up 2 apiece for both of these 2 clubs. And Cab, one of your battles that you wanted to keep an eye on was offensive production. And right now, both teams are doing a great job utilizing their offensive opportunities and really getting some maximum output.
Quick scores. I like seeing these quick scores. That was a good hit there by Chris. I think they called a loose ball push, but I thought it was solid.
And this is Carson once again right here, number 2. Ball knocked loose. Great defense by number 21, Chris Hampton. The face-off guys really getting into the mix early on in this contest, making their presence known. It will be Georgetown Prep's ball.
Yeah, Chris is everywhere right now. He's getting off the field now, but he's battling all over the place.
Well, and Cap, certainly one thing, this Georgetown Prep team, just looking at the roster, they are very deep. There's a lot of names on this roster. St. Stephen's, St. Agnes, not as deep as Georgetown Prep, but of course Georgetown seniors to graduation, 21 seniors graduated, but they're a program that always reloads.
Yeah, Prep reloads, no question. They have 44 guys on the varsity roster.
To the empty net, number 12, Seth Miller. What a turn of events for St. Stephen's, St. Agnes.
That's a ride goal there by St. Stephen's. Effective ride goal. Seth Miller took the ball away from the goalie and then took a nice shot from 40 to finish. That's not easy.
See that very often, and as you said, people at home. Beautiful goal by Seth Miller from long range, taking advantage. And again, it's the defense that really created that goal. You talked about defense.
Yeah, the ride. Yeah, the riding is. I mean, the clearing for both teams right now looks to be a little bit in question. And both teams are riding very well.
Interesting that you were saying that Coach Tybalt was a little worried about the clearing right there. It's Georgetown Prep with the mistake, and now back opportunities here for the Saints. Once again, Clay Carson getting it done in the face-off circle.
Yeah, Coach got a timeout for St. Stephen's over there right before he lost the ball. Nice call by Coach.
So a quick timeout. Agnes up 3-2, 5 minutes, 39 seconds remaining in this first quarter that has been a lot of offense, some strong defensive plays, and the face-off guys have been the players to watch.
Yeah, both face-off guys are battling. It's one of the keys is the face-offs, and they're fighting hard on ground balls and getting after it. And that's going to be exciting to watch. Sophomore versus a senior out there. It's going to be impressive.
Again, thanks so much for joining us here at the Metro LAC Series, live streamed at allmetsports.com. Again, featuring St. Stephen's, St. Agnes, the Saints versus the Georgetown Prep Little Hoyas. Again, I'm Monica Moore alongside Cab Maddox. Our score 3-2 in the early goings of this contest. 5 minutes, 39 seconds remaining in this first quarter. And while we have this break, Cab, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit? You've already alluded to your top 10 and told us that St. Stephen's, St. Agnes is sitting at the top of that list. Who else do you have in your top 10?
Yeah, well, St. Stephen's earns the top ranking this week based on their quality wins over McDonough and Boys Latin. Gonzaga, a very close second, but because of their loss last week to McDonough, who St. Stephen's beat, I'm going to keep St. Stephen's on front for now. Calverton is a surprise team in the area. They got beaten Landon. They have Episcopal today. I have them at number 3, just ahead of Georgetown Prep here, who, although they beat Paul VI, they lost to Gonzaga on Friday, and they still need a big win. They lost to Gilman. They really desperately need this win, and that's got to be scary for St. Stephen's. And the 5th team to round out the top 5, I'll get to the bottom 5 later, is Landon, who, although they have probably one of their slowest starts in program history, they're still very, very good.
So again, this is the Metro LAC Series. All spring long, we will be broadcasting some of the top matchups in this area. You're going to see the teams that are ranked in the top 10 in the Washington Post rankings, and of course some of the teams that are in Cab's rankings as well.
Saved by the Prep goalie there.
So now Georgetown Prep with an opportunity here to tie up the score 3-2 in favor of the Saints right now. has been a high-octane offense day so far for both of these two teams, who've been looking for a little bit more offensive production, particularly the Georgetown Prep, looking for some players to step up on offense.
That was number 6, Bear Ultimus, the attackman carrying the ball, who's committed to Princeton. Watch him closely today.
And really a theme here today. So many of these young men, a shot there by number 16, Brendan Collins, going on to play at the next level.
Great save there by St. Stephen's.
Will Rayleigh, the goalkeeper today, the sophomore in the goal for Andy Tybel.
I think that's Sam Beazle in the goal.
Oh, sorry, Sam Beazle, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Rayleigh, the goalkeeper for Georgetown Prep.
Here's to more Saturdays in the sun.
Matt Brinkerhoff carrying the ball up there, number 3 for St. Stephen's, getting a little bit of trouble. Georgetown Prep forced a nice turnover on the ride. That's still considered part of the ride there.
Always a huge focus for coaches, and we've already seen today how important the ride can be. St. Stephen's, St. Agnes scoring a goal off their very aggressive ride once again.
Let's talk about some of the stars in the game.
Georgetown Prep with the ball. And of course, Cab, both of these two squads have so many stars out on the field. For St. Stephen's, St. Agnes, of course, the UNC commit, Brent Armstrong, one of the most talked about players on their roster. And then on the other side of the field, Georgetown Prep, so many outstanding players.
Another great ride there. Yeah, I mean, for St. Stephen's, they have Matt Brinkerhoff, who's committed to Dickinson College, Grant Swaney to Hampton-Sydney College, Isaiah Davis-Allen, who's committed to Maryland. Their defenseman, number 14, Jimmy Wyrick, is committed to Syracuse. You mentioned Brent Armstrong, but going to North Carolina, but Joe Kenna, the sophomore, just recently committed to North Carolina as well. Number 17. That's Isaiah there, number 8 right there. Be a lot more. I mean, those are the commitments now, but Joe King right here is a top midi. He's uncommitted. And he's surely a college level player.
St. Stephen's, St. Agnes looking to stretch this lead out even more as the time in this first quarter dwindles down. 3 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. Again, St. Stephen's, St. Agnes still up by 1 goal, 3-2. This is King, defended by Coppola.
Oh my God.
Wow, Brent Armstrong. And a flag is up, but Armstrong's goal will count.
Great play by Brent Armstrong. He had him short stick. He was being denied the ball. He worked hard. He got the ball. Then he went right to the goal before the defense could react. He stuck it. And then they're going to send the prep guy off for the unnecessary roughness after the goal.
And what a turn of events right there for St. Stephen's, St. Agnes, extending their lead to 2 goals off the beauty by Brent Armstrong. And then a penalty charged to Georgetown Prep.
Now it's a dead ball foul, so there's no face-off. They count that as a dead ball if it happens after the goal is scored. So it's a big opportunity here for St. Stephen's to go up 3.
Since 1997, Madlax is lacrosse for DC, Maryland, and Virginia families. Check out madlax.com to learn about tryouts for the DC area's most competitive Summer All-Stars program and summer camps for boys and girls ages 7 to 18. Visit one of 3 area retail stores and mention Metro Lax Series to receive a 15% discount. Visit madlax.com, and as always, play with passion.
Man-up opportunity there, squandered by St. Stephen's.
But certainly, Cab, it's St. Stephen's that's gotten off to the quick start here today, up by 2. They have to be feeling a little confident right now. Obviously, with a team like Georgetown Prep, you can't get overconfident, but certainly their offense clicking 4 goals. But here, a great opportunity.
Huge save there.
For the Little Hoyas. Diesel in goal, having a couple of nice saves today. That shot by Ultimus.
That was an amazing foot save right there. Prep had trouble clearing. They were forced to go right to the cage. They were off to clear. Probably should have put that one away, but another amazing save by Sam.
Again, Diesel making his presence known in this contest so far. A couple of beautiful saves. St. Stephen's, St. Agnes up by 2, 2 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in this first quarter. That has been an offensive showdown between these two teams. Already 6 goals scored in this contest.
Prep is using number 23 to shut off number 44, Brent Armstrong. They're shutting him off with James Martin, number 23, just denying him the ball. And it's spreading out the Prep defense. Should open up lanes for dodging opportunities for others.
That last shot by Archer. And then the follow-up goal by the Saints, number 12, Seth Miller, his second goal of the day. Of course, he had that long-range shot earlier that he created off the ride. And then now another one for the junior attack.
Great ground ball. I mean, that's a fight. It's a scrappy goal. And he picked that up with about 10 other guys around and stuck it quick. Nice play by Seth Miller. He's one of their leading scorers on the season. He's got 15 or more points now.
And with that goal, St. Stephen St. Agnes up 5-2, 1 minute 33 seconds remaining in this first quarter. And Cab, did you expect this offensive outpouring by the Saints?
This is more goals than Prep has given up on average already. They have already given up 5. They average, like I said before the game, 4.38 goals against. So St. Stephen's is clicking on offense.
High school sports fans, for all your high school sports stories, game coverage, videos, photo galleries, and recruiting news, visit allmetsports.com, a product of the Washington Post. Every school, every sport, all the time. Georgetown Prep looking to cut into this deficit. Can they hang on to possession? A sloppy play by the Little Hoyas. The Saints take advantage. Archer coming up with the ground ball for the Saints.
Yeah, that was a high feed that went all the way to midfield that Nate Archer picked up.
Very sloppy play by the Little Hoyas. And now the Saints with an opportunity here to extend their lead even more.
Flag's down right now. Prep is offsides. See if they can get a goal and one here.
Not shot by Miller. Easily saved by Rayleigh.
They're gonna have a 30-second technical foul, man up. 40 seconds ago in the quarter. Up 3. They could go up 4. This could be scary for Prep. They go up 4 goals after 1 quarter.
So again, 40.8 seconds remaining in this first quarter. St. Stephen St. Agnes up 5-2. And it has been all Saints all day long so far in this contest. Georgetown Prep scored the early goal. St. Stephen St. Agnes had the answer. And then the Saints were able to pull away off great shooting by players like Brent Armstrong and Seth Miller. And now with the opportunity to close out this first quarter with another goal. That shot by Archer.
I think they want to hold a little bit longer and try to get a little better shot than that. Be a little bit more patient, maybe shoot with about 10 seconds to go.
30-second man-up opportunity. Davis Allen trying to hang on to possession for the Saints. Again, the Maryland commit, number 8, up front. Now Archer, ball knocked loose. Good defense. But no one can get to the ground ball finally.
10 seconds to see if they can get Prep's going to go for a quick shot, or looks like they're just going to hold it.
Lanham.
The penalty's released, though, so there's no point in holding it. Could have gotten rid of it there.
Lanham coming up with it for Georgetown Prep, and that will end this first quarter. Again, St. Stephen St. Agnes up 5-2.
The key's been the clearing, the inability of either team to clear and being opportunistic off the clears, off the rides and getting ride goals. Both teams have some ride goals. St. Stephen's has more.
And again, you're watching the Metro Lax series live streamed at allmetsports.com. Again, I'm Monica Moore alongside former All-American and National Attackman of the Year, Cab Maddox. And Cab, Georgetown Prep really back on their heels. They've had the 2 back-to-back 1-goal losses to Gilman and, of course, Gonzaga. And now St. Stephen St. Agnes coming out today with an outpouring of offensive production. And it's just been mental mistakes by the Little Hoyas that have also hurt them.
Yeah, Georgetown Prep, you hate to use the word desperate in early April, but I don't know how long it's been, maybe 20 years since Georgetown Prep has lost 3 in a row. They're going to try to do everything they can to avoid a 3 consecutive losses. Right now, Prep is completely out of sorts on defense right now. They're giving up ride goals, Saints scored 5 goals. Like I said, that's more than they allowed on average a game, and they did in 1 quarter.
Right.
So Prep's got to settle down defensively and clear the ball. They just can't clear the ball right now.
Back to the game.
And of course, it was the first time in 25 years that Gonzaga had defeated Georgetown Prep, so still reeling a bit from that loss. And we've already seen that Gonzaga team this year. We were very impressed with them in their win over Bullis earlier this season. So certainly they are an outstanding team.
Gonzaga might be the best team, but right now St. Stephen's is showing us that they deserve the #1 ranking, and they're playing fantastic. Let's see if it continues. I think Prep's just got to settle down.
So again, Chris Hampton squaring off against Clay Carson in the face-off circle. Carson doing a great job so far in this contest, as has Hampton. Really, both face-off guys have been standout players that have been ones to watch in this contest. Carson, just like he lost his stick momentarily, it will be Georgetown Prep's ball to start off this second quarter as the Little Hoyas try to dig themselves out of the deficit that they built up in the first quarter.
This is the first solid possession. Number 8, Kyle Shanahan's one of their go-to guys. They need to get Kyle the ball.
Right
Liam
now,
Giblin needs to get involved with the offense. This is Bear Ultimus right there. Number
flag
6.
up. Aggressive defense.
Maybe they got a hold. Let's see what they got
knocks the
here.
ball loose.
Yeah, hold. 30-second.
So a penalty charged against the Saints.
Yeah, it was on Joe Kenna. I thought it was pretty good defense. Looks like they called him for a hold.
And an opportunity here for the Little Hoyas, down by 3.
Now Georgetown's got a lot of big shooters from the outside. They're going to start in a 3-3 formation here.
And Cab, I've heard you talk about this before, about how you want a good, solid look with these opportunities. That
Great
shot
save.
looked like by number 8, Shanahan, as you said, one of their go-to shooters.
He made a nice face dodge there, got by, shot it right down low at his feet.
Well, you've been talking about the clears, Cab, and right there, another turnover this time by the Saints.
Yeah, well, Prep still man up here, so they get a second quick look here.
But again, Beazle really having a great game in goal today so far for St. Stephen's St. Agnes.
Yeah, I have him for 4 saves already.
So not just that St. Stephen's having a great day on offense, but their goalkeeper also getting it done. That shot by Strittmatter.
Now we're back to all even.
Georgetown Prep not able to capitalize on that opportunity. That shot by Shanahan. Shanahan clearly looking for his shots, trying to get his team back into this contest.
This is Charlie Hornig here. He's getting his first start, number 5, filling in for an injured Colin Giblin, and he already has a goal. Hornig, number 5, already has a goal in his first start of his high school career as a sophomore.
In fact, it was our first goal of the day, and that certainly can give you a lot of confidence. But great defense by the Saints. Brinkerhoff bringing the ball up the field for St. Stephen's. Davis Allen pressured. We'll hand off. St. Stephen's St. Agnes up by 3 in the early goings of this second quarter. Armstrong being muscled around.
They call ward on that? I think they call it a ward off, which is not the right call. Brent is very, very strong dodger. It may look like he's warding off there, but he's just doing a swim move, which is when you lift your stick with the ball in it over the defenseman. Pretty common move now for guys, and ref might not have seen that.
Of course, we've already seen a goal today by Brent Armstrong. We'll have more about him at the half. He is one of the most highly touted players in this area, going to UNC next year. And Cab, we talked about it before the game. He was recruited to be a face-off specialist, and of course, it's been Clay Carson handling the face-off responsibilities today for the Saints.
Yeah, Clay established himself last year as their number 1 face-off guy when Brent tore ligaments in his thumb, and Clay's held on to the job ever since. That's a tough goal right there by number 6, Bear Ultimus. Great hard dodge.
And Ultimus, another player today that's been looking for his offense early on, only a junior for the Little Hoyas.
Every single goal, according to my unofficial stats, Monica, has been unassisted. The score's 5-3. Yeah. 5-3, St. Stephen's, and that was another unassisted goal. There's been a lot of dodge and shoot, dodge and shot, dodge and shot, dodge and shot.
Which of course just emphasizes the offensive skills of the athletes on the field today. We've already talked about how so many of them are going on to play at the next level, but you certainly have seen quite a display of skill today. A lot of the shots we've seen have not been easy shots by any stretch of the imagination.
No, I'm not sure why Clay didn't face off there, but St. Stephen's just faced off Isaiah, who they call Ida, and they conceded the man. Oh, it's a man down face-off. Did we miss a foul after the goal there?
There was a whistle after the goal.
So Prep's man up here.
So Prep once again with an opportunity to cut into this deficit, down 5-3 in the early goings of this contest. Quick passing and then quick shot right there by number 11, Strittmatter.
Prep needs to get the ball in number 3's hand, Liam Giblin. He's the quarterback of their offense. Great vision and great stick protection. He's been banged up, but he looks fine to me out there right now. He just needs to hold the ball a little longer, and
of course
they're not pressuring him behind, right?
Was honorable mention All-Met last year. Once again, quick passing, and what a save once again by the goalkeeper, Beazle.
They seem to be shooting at Sam's feet. He's outstanding at his feet. If they want to score, they're going to have to either bounce it or find a hip or something, because Sam is outstanding at his feet.
Now at least 5 saves on the day for Beazle. Georgetown Prep still with possession.
Okay, they're back to even now, back to all 6-on-6.
And Prep has had a lot of quick passing, and that goal by Townsend Brown.
That was from Liam, I believe. Was that Liam number 3 on the assist?
Was on the assist, Liam Giblin. And then the goal by the sophomore Townsend Brown. And now all of a sudden, 8 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Only a 1-goal lead for St. Stephen's St. Agnes. Our score 5-4, 2 back-to-back scores by the Little Hoyas. They have certainly settled down, and they've benefited from some man-up opportunities.
Both right off the end of the man-up as they release, and defenses tend to relax a little bit right after the release of a penalty. And Prep got 2 quick ones right at the exact same time after a penalty. Here's Clay facing off again.
So Carson back out on the field for St. Stephen's St. Agnes, but Georgetown Prep once again winning possession, and now an opportunity to tie things up. They have certainly done a much better job of getting things going.
That was Kyle Shanahan, number 8, unassisted. Just ran through the defender, and that was a high bouncer. That's probably one of the only ways you're going to score on Sam, is a high bounce to the upper part of the net there. Now we got it all tied, 5-5. Back to a great ball game, Monica.
3 quick goals scored by Georgetown Prep in this second quarter. And really, again, just what an offensive production day that we've seen out of both of these two teams. And you have to give Georgetown Prep a lot of credit, because we talked about how they were reeling just a little bit, and then down by 3. St. Stephen's St. Agnes had the opportunity to go up by 4 at the end of the first quarter, and Georgetown Prep has come out so strong in this second quarter.
Yeah, you do not want to back the Little Hoyas up against the wall or in a corner, because they desperately need a win today, and you can see that right there.
And Cav, let's go ahead and take this opportunity. We've talked about the top 5 in your rankings. Let's talk about 6 through 10 of other teams this year that you have been very impressed with in the DC metro area.
Well, really quickly, 1 through 5 was St. Stephen's, Gonzaga, Calverton, Prep, then Landon. Number 6, we have St. Mary's Riken, who's undefeated, who we did their live stream last Friday, beat Paul VI. Right behind them is Paul VI. Then at 8 is St. Albans, who has a nice win over DeMatha. Number 9 is Bullis with a record of 6-3, who has wins over Woodson and Severn. And they have Landon on Thursday, which is a must-win for Landon, who's lost 2 in a row now. So Landon and Prep losing 2 in a row. You don't hear that very often. And then rounding out the top 10 is Langley, who got their 4th win yesterday. They're playing Annandale, a quality Northern Virginia public school team right now as we speak, to round out the top 10.
And so again, we're going to see lots of those teams. We've already seen some of them in the Metro LAC series, and we will see even more as the spring progresses.
Landon Prep next week.
In fact, you talked about Landon. We will see them on April 11th against Georgetown Prep. That's going to be another one you're going to want to circle on your calendar.
That's the rivalry of the area. Traditionally, thousands of people go to the game. We actually have a pretty nice crowd here. I would say there's maybe 500 people here today. It's a beautiful day.
And Georgetown Prep once again coming up with the face-off. And it has been all Georgetown Prep in this second quarter, a bit of a tale of 2 quarters in some sense, because Georgetown Prep certainly has had all the momentum coming out of the break between the 2 quarters, and now with an opportunity to once again regain the lead. Their biggest lead in this contest has been 1 goal.
Oh, nice catch.
And almost another potential turnover for Georgetown Prep. We've talked about the mental mistakes, and again, a young team, they lost a lot to graduation and have had some players step up and fill in roles of those graduating seniors.
We got timeout Georgetown Prep. Coach Giblin didn't like what he saw there. He's upset right now. I think they gotta keep attacking the short sticks with Kyle Shanahan. The kid is enormous. I'm not quite sure how big he is, but he looks to me unofficially is about 6'4" or 5" and well over 200 pounds. And he just stuck a goal right now, and he's got a short stick matched up on him. That's got to be a good matchup.
And again, this one turning into a great one, all tied up 5-5. If you want to purchase a copy of this broadcast, go to www.synthesismp.com, where you can purchase a copy of this game or any of the games in the Metro LAC series.
Prep right now, Nick.
We mentioned that St. Stephen's had 7 commitments to college already. Georgetown Prep has 14 and counting, including 5 sophomores, current sophomores who have already committed to programs. I can try to get down the list for you, but Will Rayleigh, the starting goalie, is Virginia. Liam Giblin, number 3, the senior quarterback of the offense, is Johns Hopkins. Bear Ultimus, number 6, is Princeton. Number 11, Chad Strittmatter, is Ohio State. Number 16, Brendan Collins, the sophomore, is Notre Dame. And I'll continue as we go throughout the game, but this is a big list.
There absolutely is just so many of these athletes, and it really is so telling about this Georgetown Prep program that has experienced so much success. 3 times in a row, they have been the IAC champions, 7 out of the last 9.
St. Prep came out of the timeout and go into an invert offense here, and that means when you have middies behind with the ball, and then they switch, and now Liam Giblin, their quarterback, has a short stick on him. Right here. James Bull, number 9, the short stick defender on him.
Giblin getting a lot of attention, as you talked about. He's been injured, but well known in the area how strong he is on offense.
That was a little bit of a forced shot. Great defense by number 17, Joe Kenna, on Bear Ultimus, number 6.
Georgetown Prep going to hang on to possession. Once again, looking to take the lead. That shot by number 17, Townsend Brown, who already has a goal on the day for the Little Hoyas.
Yeah, Townsend Brown's committed. He's a sophomore committed to the University of Virginia. One of 2 sophomores going to Virginia on the roster.
That shot by number 16, Brendan Collins. So a couple of quick shots here by the Little Hoyas. 6 minutes remaining in this second quarter, all tied up.
Yeah, this midfield group is the youngsters, it looks like. The older guys are on the first midfield. They do have 29, Jack Cleary on this midfield group. He's a senior committed to Middlebury.
And once again, aggressive pressure on the ride as St. Stephen's, St. Agnes struggling to clear the ball.
Looks like St. Stephen's is going to be man up.
And an opportunity here for the Saints, who have been quiet on offense in this second quarter, but really the reason why is because they haven't had the ball for a lot of this second quarter.
Yeah, face-offs were dominated by Clay in the first quarter, and then dominated by Chris Hampton, number 21 in the second quarter, and I think it's 5-5 in faceoffs on my count.
So it has been a game of runs today here between St. Stephen's, St. Agnes, and Georgetown Prep. Certainly the contest that we expected. Two very strong teams in the DC metro area squaring off, and now St. Stephen's, St. Agnes once again looking to retake the lead. Georgetown Prep battling nice defense.
Prep deflected the pass there, or picked it off. Nice play by the long stick. I think it was number 30 who batted the pass down. Matt Billings, sophomore long pole. See if they can clear here, man down. This is always tough.
When it certainly looks like Georgetown Prep has settled down both offensively and defensively. Their defense hasn't had to do a lot so far in this second quarter, but certainly now seeing the Little Hoyas team that we expected to see. This is Horning once again getting his first start in this contest today. Already a goal. 5 minutes, 11 seconds remaining, all tied up, 5-5.
Yeah, Prep really has settled down. They're playing with a lot more confidence right now. It looks like they're getting a little more depth on the field, playing more players, which is what Coach Giblin told me before the game. He wants to see if he can get 3 midfield lines out there and use defensive middies. There's probably maybe 10 high schools in the country that can go that deep.
And we've certainly talked about that. The depth can be a factor. St. Stephen's, St. Agnes certainly not as deep as Georgetown Prep. Right now, the Little Hoyas looking to take a 1-goal lead here. Nice job by the Little Hoyas to hang on to possession. That's Jack Cleary into the contest for Georgetown Prep.
This is the matchup. Shanahan's got a short stick at the top of the field. All right, so what the refs have done here is they've told them to keep it in. They have decided that Georgetown Prep is not going to the goal. I'm not sure it's the right call or necessary, but they're trying to force Prep to keep it in the box, and now it's out of the box, and it's automatic turnover by the new rule. I think that was a tough call by the refs to try to keep them in there. They are going to the goal. I'm not sure why they're trying to force that call there.
Nice pressure by Joe Kenna for St. Stephen's, St. Agnes, and now the Saints with possession. Davis Allen driving, looking for a shot. Momentarily lost by Will Rayleigh, the goalkeeper, but he comes in up with it.
That was almost ricocheted in.
And once again, you see the pressure on the ride by Seth Miller.
Good hustle by Seth.
Riley Peters able to work the ball up the field for the Little Hoyas.
This is Jimmy Wyrick on the ball, number 14. He's committed to go to Syracuse, the defender. He's been banged up. This is his first game back after missing, I believe, the last 2 games. So
nice close range look by Horning.
And he just got beat by the sophomore starting for his first time in his life, Charlie Horning.
2 goals on the day so far for Charlie Horning. Certainly understandable why he got the start today. He has come out on fire for the Little Hoyas.
Great move right there by Charlie. He tucked it, protected his stick, and finished it. His father's an assistant coach and a former teammate of mine. Great coach. Charlie's out of the St. Peter's lacrosse program in Olney, Maryland, and a transfer from Sandy Spring Friends, and that's a great transfer pickup for the Little Hoyas.
And with that last goal by Horning, our score now 6-5. Georgetown Prep with the lead. 3 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Great job by the Saints off the face-off to try to win possession. That was James Bowden with the hustle.
Coach loves James Bowden. He told me that he said he's one of the toughest kids, and he expects him to have an impact on the game today. That was a nice play right there.
And you see once again, Georgetown Prep sending new, fresh players out onto the field, really maximizing the depth that they have.
Another man-up opportunity here for St. Stephen's. They're going to shut off Brent Armstrong right now and man down. It looks like Georgetown Prep's going to shut off a player and play 5 versus 4. We'll see how Brent Armstrong can get involved being shut off.
And again, we'll have more on Brent Armstrong at the half.
There's guys open off ball if they can just look around. Because of the shutoff on Brent, it's messing up the defensive rotation. There are players open.
And it will remain St. Stephen's, St. Agnes possession.
James Martin, number 23, is the defensive man down midi here, who's face guarding Brent as soon as he passes it.
Armstrong is number 44, hands off to Davis Allen up top. St. Stephen St. Agnes will work the ball around, trying for a good shot. Seth Miller, what an impact Miller has had on the contest today.
You don't see that very often, a dodge on man up, but he put an inside roll and stuck it on man up. I think Georgetown Prep was a little out of sorts there on man down with the shutoff. There were some holes on the inside, and Seth capitalized. Nice move by Seth Miller.
3 goals on the day now for Seth Miller, the junior attack for the Saints. And once again, we are all tied up 6 apiece, 2 minutes, 29 seconds remaining in this second quarter.
This is the war we were hoping for. This is a great game.
And once again, Cab, going back to your small battles, it really is going to come down to some of those things. And here the face-off battle, Clay Carson picking up the loose ball for the Saints. And now the Saints with an opportunity to take the lead once again.
Nice job by Clay to get a win. It's been a little while.
Well, as we said, this quarter, Chris Hampton has really asserted himself in the face-off circle after Clay Carson owned the circle in the first quarter. Really a great matchup today between those two players. They were looking for Miller again, and why not? Because he certainly has had the hot hand today for St. Stephen St. Agnes.
That was a nice two-man play with Grant and Seth behind the goal. Good idea by Grant to try to slide one in there.
Instead, St. Stephen St. Agnes will reset. Plenty of time remaining in this second quarter. 1 minute, 39 seconds on the clock. Flag is up. Armstrong working behind the goal, heavily defended by Hampton.
See, that was a swim move right there. He didn't need to throw. At least they still have the ball. They should be patient here. The flag is down. Good job. This is very smart offense right now. They got to get out of the way of the Dodger a little bit here. He's got a short stick. He's an attackman. Not sure he needs a pick.
Swaney with the ball, looking for number 10, Joe King.
Joe probably wishes he caught that one. Joe could have, if he'd caught it, he probably would have scored. Then if he'd picked up the ground ball, he would have scored. Coach is upset he didn't catch it either. But I think he got hit on the ground, and it's another foul against Georgetown Prep for unnecessary roughness.
So once again, it will be St. Stephen St. Agnes with possession. 1 minute, 4 seconds now remaining in this first half. We are all tied up 6 apiece.
Yeah, it's going to be a 6-on-4 situation for St. Stephen. So
absolutely.
I always thought as an attackman that 6-on-4s were harder because they expect you to score. You have to score. 6-on-5s.
Well, I was just about to say that. This seems like a must-score situation here for St. Stephen St. Agnes.
Usually you go to a 3-3, and that's exactly what they're in right here.
They're looking for Miller.
Oh,
Shot goes long. Another flag up.
He's fortunate because you don't want to dodge when you're up 2 men. You don't need to dodge on the man up, and he drew a slash, which is very fortunate. Now we're going to have a 6-on-3.
How often do you see that?
Not too often, but it does happen. Looks like these refs are calling it pretty tight. I thought that Seth put his head down. If you're going to put your head down, usually you don't draw a call. So he was very fortunate there.
Well, we have had a lot of penalties in this contest so far. As you said, the referees really calling this one close. Lots of man-up opportunities, but this one a 6-on-3 opportunity. What a save by Rayleigh.
Great.
Georgetown Prep with possession.
That could be a focal point if we look back in the game right now. If they can't score on a 6-on-3 or a 6-on-4 or a 6-on-5, and then Prep can keep possession here. There's 30 seconds to go in the half. Ooh, he just Gilmaned it.
So a very dangerous pass right there on the clear by Rayleigh.
So the way it works is at the end of the half, as the penalty is still going on, whoever has possession at the end of the half will start with the ball in the third. This penalty is surely going to go into the third quarter if there's possession.
So again,
they might still be 6-on-3.
28.5 seconds remaining in this first half. We are knotted up 6 apiece. It seems like it's been that way for a while just because we've had so much scoring in this contest. There have been lots of man-up opportunities for both of these two teams in this contest. And of course, the last one, as we said, 6-on-3.
Yeah, the refs, Peter Buchanan's the head ref over there. You're trying to explain what the situation. It's a 6-on-4, just so everybody can see that we're 6-on-4 right now.
Plenty of time for St. Stephen's St. Agnes. They lose the ball. Swaney trying to regain possession for the Saints. Heavily pressured. Looked like a push.
That was good defense by Prep.
Georgetown Prep's ball.
He knocked it right out of his stick on a hard, solid check.
7 seconds.
5 seconds remaining in this first half.
That's actually a good call. I think Coach just called timeout.
2.4 seconds.
On the dead ball.
Remaining in this first half, all tied up 6 apiece. And the whistles have been blown. We thought it was a timeout.
All right, so the alternate possession was awarded to Georgetown Prep right there. And there's 2.25 seconds. They want to hold possession here, see if they can keep it. And they did. So Prep will start with it, I believe, to begin the third quarter. There will not be a face-off, but they will still be man down with the ball.
Follow one of them to the bench.
And so at the end of our first half of play, we are all tied up, 6 apiece. St. Stephen's St. Agnes and Georgetown Prep both coming up firing 12 goals in the first half of our contest. And Cab, what do you think were the biggest keys for both teams' successes and the things they want to work on?
Well, I thought in the first quarter, St. Stephen's, obviously was dominant in that they were taking advantage of and getting ride goals. They were taking advantage of poor clearing by Prep. Prep since then has cleared the ball extremely well and gotten back and settled down and gotten a couple goals right at the end as man-ups expired. It's also been a pretty tightly called game. So whoever's man up right now is clicking is going to have an advantage. St. Stephen's is probably about 50% on man up, but they squandered a 6-on-3 right now, and I hope they don't look back on that one and wish they had finished it.
Let's go to the package on Brent.
And as promised, we have now a segment on Brent Armstrong, the standout senior for St. Stephen's St. Agnes, headed to UNC next year.
When I'm on the field, I try to just do everything for my team. I try to go hard. Try to go hard. Try to get ground balls. Try to play within myself. I don't try to do too much. I'd say the best part of my game is just being able to play offense and defense, take some face-offs. Between the lines, I like to be tough. I don't really like to back down from anybody, but at the same time, I like to be smart. Try to make the smart plays, make the good decisions.
Brent serves a role, a wide role for us. He takes face-offs, he does play offense and defense. So he really serves as somebody who's kind of the heart of our team. And I feel like the effort that he puts out there is something that, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, if we follow that, we'll be successful. He serves his leadership role, and he wants to win for our seniors, which means a great deal.
My role here is, I guess I need to be a leader and keep working hard in the off-season, be a good example to my teammates, and just being a good overall person. I know I'm playing well whenever our team's scoring, whenever we're doing well, not necessarily how my numbers are, but when we're running the offense the way we're supposed to. It's not necessarily on an individual basis, but when I'm helping my team succeed, I know I'm doing well.
I think North Carolina was the right choice for Brent, mostly because I think
when I'm on the field, I try to just do everything for my team. I try to go hard, try to get ground balls. I try to
And so, of course, one of the things that we've already talked about in this contest were Cab's little battles to win the big war. We emphasized how important these things were because this was going to be a close contest. And so let's revisit those right now, Cab, and talk a little bit about these two teams and how they're doing on both of them. The defenses was the one that you started off with, both coaches emphasizing how important their defenses were going to be today.
Yeah, I thought before the game, I would have told you this game would have been 6-6 final with maybe a 7-6 win in overtime. and I'm going to stick with that. I think also I think it's going to be a lower scoring second half. Both these coaches are excellent coaches. They'll make adjustments defensively. They now see what both teams are running offensively, and they'll probably slow this game down, scoring that is. Both teams are very talented offensively and doing a great job sticking their shots. I have face-offs even, saves, slight edge to St. Stephen's, ground balls, which was one of my keys, which was a battle as part of the war. The ground balls have been exciting. They're just getting after each other.
Both teams really coming into this contest trying to make a statement. We talked about the fact that Georgetown Prep coming off of 2 losses, this is an important contest for them to right the ship, if you will. And we've talked about the fact that they do have Landon next week, which we are going to have here at the Metro Lax Series live streamed at allmetsports.com.
Yeah, Georgetown Prep, they've lost 2 in a row, and their backs are against the wall. They're cornered. I do not think Coach Giblin's lost 3 games in a row as a coach. It's been a long time if he has. So they're desperate for a win, and this would be the first big-time win of the season over a top 5 team.
Well, and of course, one thing that Georgetown Prep always has to deal with, they have a bullseye on their back. Everyone is gunning for them. And then you have a team like St. Stephen, St. Agnes. Again, Cab, they're #1 in your rankings right now. You feel like that they have really asserted themselves this season. They have a lot of top-rated players on their team. And speaking of those ratings, let's go ahead and revisit your top 10 for the DC metro area.
Yeah, sure. St. Stephen's has earned the #1 ranking for me based on the quality of their wins. Their wins over Boys Latin, a top 10 team in the country, over McDonough, a notoriously powerful team out of Baltimore. #2, very close to them, is Gonzaga, who just beat this prep team last Friday 4-3. Has also beaten St. Mary's and Bullis, but they lost to McDonough last week, who St. Stephen's beat. So that's the only reason I have St. Stephen's over any of these teams in the top 5. Calverton at #3, Prep at #4, and Landon at #5. They are all very, very even, and I think could beat each other on any given day. St. Mary's Riken is #6, 5-0. They have a win over Paul VI. #7, Paul VI beat Episcopal. #8, St. Albans, 7-3 record, has a win over DeMatha. #9, Bullis, 6-3, has beaten Woodson and Severn, a good Baltimore win. And they have Landon on Thursday. And Landon, who has also lost 2 games in a row, is 3-4. I don't know if the Landon Bears have gotten off to a 3-4 start in Coach Bordley's coaching tenure, but they are still a very good team. I saw them play against Calverton. They need a win desperately against Bullis, and Bullis is on a hot streak right now, so we'll see how that game goes on Thursday. And then to round out the top 10, I have Langley 4-0, who's playing Annandale today. Langley plays Georgetown Prep here at Langley on April 21st. That'll be their first big-time top 10 competition. Also, teams I considered were Episcopal, who's off to a 6-2 start. Coach Conklin's doing a great job over there. Adam Lynn's doing a nice job. Will Davey. Battlefield is 3-1, lost to Langley by a goal. They have Aaron Turner and Zach Windsor, who leading that team and doing a nice job. And then watch out for Woodson. Coach Fitzgerald's got a nice team over there. Ryan Wade is a dynamic young player. And then finally, great starts. Teams that are off to undefeated starts. We'll see how it goes. Is Briar Woods. Coach Lipson's team is 5-0 out in Loudoun County. South County team led by Taylor Worth and David Sims is also 5-0. Centerville 6-0 after their win yesterday, led by senior captain going to Rutgers, Zach Sikora. So some impressive starts. If those teams right there can get a top 20 quality win, they might be right in our top 10 ranking.
Well, and again, you're going to want to go to allmetsports.com to see the schedule of the live streams. Lots of these teams that Cab has just talked about are going to be featured throughout the season. Some of them have already been featured, and also we'll revisit in those games Cab's rankings so you can see if your team breaks into Cab's top 10. Since 1997, Mad Lax is lacrosse for DC, Maryland, and Virginia families. Check out madlax.com to learn about tryouts for the DC area's most competitive Summer All-Stars program and summer camps for boys and girls ages 7 to 18. Visit one of 3 area retail stores and mention Metro Lax Series to receive a 15% discount. Visit madlax.com, and as always, play with passion.
Some of the top...
And now let's go over to the third member of our broadcast team, Brandon Roth, for an update on the sidelines.
Coach Table is talking to his guys about being extremely disappointed with the way they ended that half. He's talking about physicality and he's talking about opportunities. They obviously had 3 men up going there into the half, weren't able to take advantage of the opportunity, and he's also talking about physicality. He told them Georgetown Prep is playing like men, whereas St. Stephen's is playing like boys. But with all that said, he's saying that it could be a lot worse. It should be 10-2 Prep. So going into the half, there's still something to build on. They were able to tie it up. So going into the half, they definitely have something to build on. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Brandon. And of course, we talked about that 6-on-3 opportunity that St. Stephen's St. Agnes had. And we've already also talked about the fact that Georgetown Prep has won the last 3 IAC titles. They always have a bullseye on their back, and of course looking to establish themselves once again this year.
This year, the IAC, if I'm not mistaken, has gone to making the conference playoffs the championship. No regular season title will be awarded. It used to be 50-50 or a point system, but this year the tournament is everything. The IAC tournament is everything. So
in some sense puts a bit more pressure on teams because you certainly have to be performing at your best right at that time. And as we said, Georgetown Prep looking for their 8th in 10 years. I mean, that is very impressive for any program. They have been dominating.
Yeah, St. Stephen's it has been a strong program since Coach Tybal took over, but they've only beaten Georgetown Prep 2 times, and the most recent was in 2008. They did it then, and they did it also in 2007. So it's been a little while, but they have the talent this year to get it done.
And our second half almost underway. It's both teams coming back out onto the field now, meeting with their respective coaches. Of course, you heard what St. Stephen's St. Agnes coach Andy Tybal had to say, courtesy of Brandon Roth, and certainly some things that we expected. And again, the Metro Lax series live streamed at allmetsports.com. You can see some of the best lacrosse matchups from around the DC metro area all spring long, live streamed, and of course you can always watch the replays online and purchase copies of all broadcasts at www.synthesismp.com.
All right, here we go. We're going to see who jumps out here. They have to clear the ball, don't forget. It's not a face-off. They're man down and have to clear the ball man down. I believe they're 1 man down. Let me count it. Yeah, they're 1 man down clear.
This was certainly something we focused on in the
first
half. And Georgetown Prep looking to clear right here. Struggled a little bit in the early goings of this contest with clearing, but no problem to start off this second half. It has been a game of runs, and the question will be who comes out of halftime all fired up. And it looks like Georgetown Prep looking to draw first blood. That was Ultimus, who already has a goal in this contest for the Little Hoyas, and Prep will hang on to possession.
Yeah, there was a nice clear there by Brendan Collins, and the pace at which they're playing right now in offense is very fast. They're coming out clicking here. I think Georgetown Prep's pretty fired up right now.
And again, we are all tied up in this contest. Georgetown Prep owned the second quarter of play after being down by 3. That shot by Shanahan.
A little too much whip on his stick. He had a nice move to his left. For a big guy, he's got an incredibly quick first step, but his lefty shot there, way too much whip, missed wide right.
And of course, Shanahan, we've talked about it. He's been looking for his shot all day long, one of the big guns for this Georgetown Prep team. And Shanahan finds it that time for Georgetown Prep. So just over a minute into this second half, Georgetown Prep on the scoreboard first, courtesy of Kyle Shanahan.
That's a great look by Liam Giblin. We mentioned he was the quarterback of this offense. You can see usually they give the quarterback title to the person who gets the assists, and he's got great vision and sense of the offense. That was a great cut by Kyle all the way around from the right wing to the left wing to free his hands and finish.
Just one of 2 returning starters from this Georgetown Prep team is Shanahan, which just gives you a sense of how this program reloads year after year. Another whistle on the face-off, and it will be St. Stephen's St. Agnes ball. This is Armstrong right here. We had the feature on at halftime. Armstrong looked like he hit the pipe.
Brent recognized that he had a short stick matchup, the defense was pressed out, and there was no slide. So it may have been a rush. Yes, it was a rush, but probably should have scored that. It was a great move and a great shot.
And now Georgetown Prep once again, strong clear by the Little Hoyas. And
Joe's been getting a lot of action guarding Bear. Bear's strong, good dodger.
Georgetown Prep looking to extend their lead to 2. Flag is up. And this is Giblin operating behind the goal. He's doing a nice job setting up his teammates. That shot by Horning.
Nice save by Sam. It was a unnecessary roughness, crushing a pick by St. Stephen's. Georgetown Prep will have a man up.
And as you said, really another nice save by Beazle, who has been very strong back in the goal for St. Stephen's St. Agnes, despite the fact that Georgetown Prep has scored 7 goals. He's had a couple of very nice saves in this contest.
That was a nice feed again by Liam. Put it right on Charlie's number 5, Charlie Horning's stick.
When you have to talk about Horning, because he has made himself quite a factor in this contest so far for Georgetown Prep.
Yeah, you love seeing that. A kid gets his first official start of his high school career, and he's playing like a senior.
And now you see the quick ball movement by the Little Hoyas. Once again, Horning.
Kid plays like a senior. Unbelievable composure on that finish.
Certainly has a bright career ahead of him at Georgetown Prep, and everyone can see why he got the start today for head coach Kevin Giblin. And just like that, Georgetown Prep back-to-back goals for the Little Hoyas, now up by 2, 8-6, 9 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
It's really been Prep since the end of the first quarter. I mean, it's been slow and methodical, but they've really taken control of this game now. That penalty kill at the end of the second might have really deflated St. Stephen's.
And it was Hampton coming up momentarily with the face-off, but now loose ball battle for the ground ball. It was Matt Billings, the long stick, working to get to the ball.
I think they called that the players in the box released before the ground ball was called a release, possession. So it goes alternate possession because they released at the same time. And Peter Buchanan, the referee, awards the ball now to St. Stephen's. Prep's coming off the dead ball here, shutting off number 44, Brent Armstrong, right out of the whistle. They're using Jack Olson, number 13, to shut him off.
They desperately needed possession right here for St. Stephen's St. Agnes after Georgetown Prep has opened up this third quarter with back-to-back goals. Davis Allen up top for the Saints, trying to work through his defenders. Another whistle.
That's a tough call. That was actually a solid, strong set pick by Brent, and the ref called moving pick. I thought that was tough.
So things not going the way of the Saints right now. Georgetown Prep up by 2. And after the early goings, doing a nice job in this quarter so far, clearing the ball.
Good save by Sam.
An errant pass. Horning tries to save it for the Little Hoyas. Nice hustle by the sophomore, who has been outstanding today for head coach Kevin Giblin.
There you go. You can just keep it like that. Just stay with the
And now Altimus working. Has been very active on offense. Ball knocked loose. Battle for the ground ball. Again, you see how aggressive this contest has been all day long.
Call a little loose ball push on the Little Hoyas.
And so it will be Davis Allen bringing the ball up the field. He'll hand off. Go back to Brinkerhoff. As the Saints looking to get back into this contest, and despite the fact that it is just a 2-goal game, it has really been a big momentum swing. Georgetown Prep has seemed in control of this contest.
Oh, geez,
he got second quarter.
Smashed in the stomach there.
Wow, but able to hang on to possession. It's going to remain with St. Stephen's St. Agnes.
That's a heck of a clear by Matt Brinkerhoff. Tough kid. He got slashed in the gut a couple times.
And
It's
again,
a nice defenseman.
he will be playing for Dickinson.
Yeah, Coach Webster's going to be very happy to have Matt Brinkerhoff come up there and play for him.
And now the Saints looking to cut into this deficit. This is Armstrong up top, the highly touted player for the Saints. That shot by Armstrong.
That was big boy on big boy, 44, taking number 8 Kyle Shanahan to the rack. Both kids probably about 200 pounds. Collided. I think at least one stick just broke in that. Nice move by Brent Armstrong. I think a defender caught the shot on it. On the ground there.
Armstrong has certainly been looking to assert himself. He has been a big focus, as you've been talking about, Cab, of this defense for the Little Hoyas. What a save by Diesel.
Great move by Jack Cleary on the split dodge.
You see how quickly the Saints look to clear the ball. Nice clear by St. Stephen's St. Agnes.
Nice clear by Graham Liam, number 26 for St. Stephen's. Smart to get it to the attackman and settle it down a little bit.
And this is Seth Miller right here, who had 3 goals in the first half for the Saints. Looking for another one. Nice save by Rayleigh.
That might have been off the pipe. Nice move by Seth.
Armstrong coming up with it momentarily.
Another off the pipe.
St. Stephen's St. Agnes coming out firing, but an empty possession for the Saints. And now Riley Peters quickly moving the ball up the field. And that shot by number 16, Brendan Collins. And just like that, a 3-0 run to begin this third quarter for the Little Hoyas.
This is not the tempo that St. Stephen's wants to play. Georgetown Prep's one of the best teams in transition. Their middies are extremely dangerous, and the pace has just picked up here in the last few minutes. You can notice the speed of the game picking up. That's going to favor Prep and give them a huge advantage.
6 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Our score, Georgetown Prep 9, St. Stephen's St. Agnes 6. Again, 3 back-to-back goals by the Little Hoyas to open up this second half. And now it's St. Stephen's St. Agnes back on their heels, reeling a little bit under the pressure by the Little Hoyas. And a great job by number 36, Zach Blumenstein.
I'm not sure how Zach held onto that ball when he got. That was a nice check by Matt Brinkerhoff. It didn't even dislodge the ball.
And the clearing problem seemed to be resolved here. Certainly able to get the ball down the field off the faceoffs as well for Georgetown Prep. They have done a great job correcting the problems that we saw in the first quarter of play. And now the Little Hoyas, even though that
a little high, but you know, they got their middies on now. I think that they'll settle in and run their offense.
Tell me why this game's important.
And so again, Cap, we've talked a lot about the fact that both of these two teams so highly ranked. Again, Georgetown Prep #1 in the Washington Post rankings. St. Stephen's St. Agnes #1 in your rankings, #4 in the Post rankings. Of course, Georgetown Prep very high in your rankings as well. 2 very highly touted programs in this area and a bit of a measuring stick for both of them.
Yeah, definitely. I think Prep is looking for a quality win, and this would surely do that and meet those that standard. St. Stephen's has a couple quality wins, but they don't beat Prep very often. Like I said, it's been since 2008. You know, it's been 4 years since they've beaten Georgetown Prep. So they, you know, when they go into league play like this, if you want to stay on top, you gotta take them down in the regular season when you have the opportunity. They've run a couple off the pipe here. This game could be very close if those pipe goals had dropped. That's just the way lacrosse goes sometimes. You hit pipes and sometimes they go in.
Nice pass. That shot by Brown. The pass by Collins.
Really impressed by Brendan Collins. This kid is a sophomore. He's committed to Notre Dame. He's dodging extremely well today in the game to shoot and to feed. He's a double threat and pretty dynamic sophomore.
How does St. Stephen's get back in this?
And so, of course, St. Stephen's St. Agnes, after being up by 3 in the first quarter, finding themselves down by 3 in the third quarter. Cab, what do you think St. Stephen's St. Agnes needs to do right now to get themselves back in this contest? 3 goals is not that much in lacrosse.
No, it's nothing. And they're actually getting shots. So it's not a matter of changing anything. It's about just putting away and finishing your shots. Brent here with the ball has had a couple go off the pipe and a couple shots hit ankle bones and hit shins. It looks like he's going to go to the rack again.
So again, Armstrong really looking to be.
I think a little bit long. Sorry, Lanka. A little longer possession here would be smart and get a good matchup.
Davis Allen up top for the Saints, trying to work through this Georgetown prep defense.
Now Isaiah here hasn't scored yet. I'd like to see him. He's getting long stick though, so maybe that's why he's letting the others dodge, which is smart. But I'd like to see him. They call him Ida. I'd like to see him get involved offensively.
And
Cabell as a player.
of course, Georgetown prep doing a nice job on defense with both of those players. Armstrong we've talked about, and Davis Allen. And of course, Cav, you have played in contests like this before throughout a very storied career. And of course, playing at Hobart, where again, you were the National Attackman of the Year. So for players like St. Stephen, St. Agnes, they're big guns, they have to step up. What are the big things that they have to do right now, particularly players that have been getting a lot of the defensive focus?
Well, I think a little bit of composure on offense. That last offensive possession, you saw the lack of composure. They went with Nate Archer, and he was trying his hardest, but he stepped in the crease. So that's just a matter of experience and awareness. But maybe I think you got to get Isaiah involved. I said that a second ago, but number 8 needs to be involved, especially if he has a short stick. They got the ball back here, and they keep getting opportunities. They just have to be a little smarter offensively. And I think I would go, even though he's getting denied, I would get the ball back to 44, Brent Armstrong. You can tell he's playing with a ton of energy today and a lot of confidence. Nice clear.
Since 1997, Mad Lax is lacrosse for DC, Maryland, and Virginia families. Check out madlax.com to learn about tryouts for the DC area's most competitive Summer All-Stars program and summer camps for boys and girls ages 7 to 18. Visit one of 3 area retail stores and mention Metro Lax Series to receive a 15% discount. Visit madlax.com, and as always, play with passion.
That was 2 good hard dodges by the guys I just mentioned. Isaiah, number 8, went hard, moved it back to Brent Armstrong, who went hard and beat his man and just missed with a high shot. So now the offense is showing a little more balance here. They're going with an attackman in Grant Swaney, who does need to get involved here. This would be big.
Swaney.
He's their leading point scorer. He's got 24 points. Here, Brent, one of those 2. I'm not sure who's leading the team. I think it's...
By Joe King, a rocket out of the stick of the sophomore. The sophomores have come to play today. Wow.
Great play, but great shot by Joe King. He actually disguised his shot by pulling his stick back behind his head, and I think we had a pretty good angle on that on the camera. The goalie did not pick it up until too late, and the goalie touched his chest and said, that's my fault. He's got to pick that up. There was no screen or anything. Joe King played attack for St. Stephen's last year, and his offensive skills are showing after that year of development on attack. He's playing first-line offensive midfield and doing great.
And another face-off win for Georgetown Prep. The Little Hoyas now up by 2. Quick shot.
There's the kid Brendan Collins. I think is just playing a fantastic game for Georgetown Prep. He's going to the goal hard with success every time.
Both teams having various players step up, which is what you do in big games. We've already talked about Horning and Collins today for Georgetown Prep. The loose ball.
Come on, White.
Battle for the ground ball, and once again, it's Brendan Collins who's in the mix.
Matt Brinkerhoff gets a huge ground ball.
Brinkerhoff has had a couple of nice plays in this third quarter. Quick shot. Looked like that was by Miller again.
Great fast break, and St. Stephen's keeps possession. That was a great transition, all started by Matt Brinkerhoff, who's just a vacuum back there with that long pole.
Brinkerhoff has certainly been impressive today, as we said, heading off to play his college lacrosse at Dickinson. What a pass by Seth Miller.
I think that was 25, Nate Archer. I'm not sure if that was 15 or 25, but I think it was 25, Nate Archer, Monica. But assist by
it was number 25, Nate Archer. But the pass by Seth Miller. We talked about it in the first half, how a lot of the goals weren't assisted, but we've seen now some of these beautiful assisted goals. That assist by Seth Miller. We've seen a couple by Liam Giblin for Georgetown Prep, as you said, the quarterback of the offense for the Little Hoyas. And just like that, it is now a 1-goal game. 1 minute, 19 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Georgetown Prep 9, St. Stephen, St. Agnes 2 back-to-back goals. They have 8. Georgetown Prep now with the face-off. It does not get better than this.
St. Stephen's showing, look at that takeaway by, that's the first impact play by Jimmy Wyrick, who's committed to Syracuse. That's the first impact play he's had. They need him to get involved like that. St. Stephen's has shown resiliency all year. I meant to touch on this earlier, but they've come back in 3 games being down. They were down 4-1 to McDonough. They were losing to St. Anne's Belfield before coming back and winning. So they are a tough team mentally and have the resiliency to come back from being down. And let's see if they can tie it up right now.
And this is Brinkerhoff once again.
Brinkerhoff's getting a lot of touches, isn't he?
He has certainly been an impact player in this third quarter. And you see right now how aggressive both teams are being as Giblin coming up with it. Hands off to Horning up top for Georgetown Prep. And Horning has been feeling it in this contest for the Little Hoyas. Under 30 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Georgetown Prep up by 1 with possession. Horning. And Georgetown Prep looks like they're going to hold it.
Yeah, and they think they have a good matchup here, but Brent Armstrong is a very strong defenseman with the short stick.
And right now, Horning content to hold the ball. He will hand off. Now, not a lot of time. Desperation shot right there by number 28, Riley Peters. I don't think, Cab, that's the way that Kevin Giblin wanted to end this third quarter.
No, I just think that Charlie, number 5, just didn't know the time. And, you know, his teammates have got to tell him. You got to tell him there's a little time left. I see his father, who's also a coach over there, yelling at him. Didn't you know how much time was left?
Happens sometimes, certainly, the unawareness there. But as you said, it's really a team mistake, not just Charlie Horning's mistake, but really a team error right there, not making him aware of the situation. You talked about at the end of the second quarter how St. Stephen, St. Agnes being up, having that 6-on-3 opportunity. Now an opportunity here for Georgetown Prep squandered at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, I think, well, I mentioned the resiliency of St. Stephen's. They're coming back. They actually have momentum right now, complete momentum. They've got the last 2 goals, and they need to get this thing tied up quickly. I think it's going to be, the way it's going, it's going to be a 1 or 2 goal game. If they get behind by 3 this late, I'm not going to say they can't do it. They've done it before. They did it against McDonough. They were down by 3 at half. They've won the games late this year, but it's going to get harder and harder the longer this game goes on because they're just not as deep. They're running 1 midfield line. I have not even seen the 4th midi or the 5th midi. That means they've only played 3 offensive middies, St. Stephen's I'm talking about, the entire game so far. So usually you play 2 midfield lines, and that's 6 guys. Georgetown Prep, conversely, has run 3 middies. I saw their 3rd middies in 1 time. They've been going mostly with their first as well, but their seconds have gotten plenty of run here. That could pay off towards the end of the 4th.
So the depth, we've talked about it so much, but Georgetown Prep really with the luxury. It's not just that they have a long roster, but they have a deep roster of athletes that really can contribute. They've had their second midfield unit come on and really make a lot of good plays for the Little Hoyas. And meanwhile, St. Stephen, St. Agnes could see a little fatigue from them, and of course they are down by 1 goal coming into this 4th quarter. But you have to give them so much credit. You talked about how they had to remain composed to get back into the contest, and you've talked about the fact that they've done that on the season, that is something that we can expect out of this St. Stephen, St. Agnes team. We've seen that now just down by 1.
Playing with composure in the 4th quarter, you got to go with your older guys, and they do have, both teams have some older guys, but you're going to see some nerves here in the 4th quarter. There's a buzz right now that going into the 4th, close game. Both teams, the winner of this will surely be the front runner in the area as the top program. That's a huge face-off start by Clay.
Joe Canna coming up with the ball. And now St. Stephen, St. Agnes with the opening possession of this 4th quarter.
I have face-offs at 6-6 tied up as the game is progressed here.
And this is Armstrong, who has been looking to make an impact. What a pass by Armstrong. Archer not able to capitalize.
Archer caught it with the wrong hand there. If he'd had that lefty, it would have been a goal. Or as Canadians do, he should just put that behind the back.
And then a quick clear by Georgetown Prep. What beautiful passing. Chris Hampton coming up with the goal for Georgetown Prep to open up this fourth quarter.
That was Liam Giblin's look. That was a fantastic look from behind right there. And I have him for 3 assists on the day already.
Tell me about Liam, why he's good.
And we've talked a bit about Liam Giblin, of course, the John Hopkins commit, who was honorable mention All-Met last year. You've called him the quarterback, Cab. We've certainly seen that today.
Yeah, usually you give the quarterback title to the person who possesses the ball, who is the feeder, who has the vision, and he surely meets those requirements.
How does the family help?
His dad is, being the head coach, Kevin Giblin. Usually the coach's sons are highly skilled players and have great game IQ, lacrosse IQ, as we like to say. The other Giblin, Colin Giblin, is injured. Number 4, he's out. He's a starter on attack with his brother Liam, and that's why number 5, Charlie Horning, is in there. And there's another Giblin, I think he's in 5th or 6th grade over at Mater Dei, who's another boy coming up as well.
So certainly Liam Giblin, a senior, Colin Giblin, a junior, making big impacts in this Georgetown Prep program. But meanwhile, with the Little Hoyas up 10-8, 10 minutes, 42 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter, St. Stephen's St. Agnes once again looking to cut into this deficit, now down by 2.
We're going to see who really wants to win the game here, who wants the ball in their stick when the pressure's on right now. And this is a good hard take by Joe.
Joe King, of course, we've talked a lot about him, has been very aggressive in this contest, had one of those important goals in the third quarter, looking to bring the Saints back. And this is Archer.
You gotta get out of there, Nate.
Heavily defended. Flag is up.
That's a very fortunate call for St. Stephen's. I thought he just ran himself into the crease. That's a tough call. Tough call. They call it a push with possession, 30-second man up here for St. Stephen's. St. Stephen's needs this man up goal. They're down 2. They've had a pretty good man up. They need a high-quality shot here.
Again, we've seen so many man-up opportunities on the day. The officials calling this one very close. And we've also seen, Cab, you've talked about it a couple of times, some players have gotten some bailout calls, really getting themselves into tough situations, and then have been the beneficiaries that a penalty did occur. Now St. Stephen's St. Agnes, a man up, down by 2.
Yeah, they're shutting off Brent Armstrong, number 44 again.
Quick shot by Archer. St. Stephen's St. Agnes able to hang on to possession. Davis Allen getting to the ball, and now Archer to the ground ball. But as you said, Brent Armstrong has been the focus of some strong defense all day long. They really haven't given him a lot of daylight as Seth Miller was looking for the pass to Archer.
They called in the crease on Archer.
Let's talk about the physicality down the stretch. Will they get physical?
And we've seen a lot of physical play throughout today's contest. One reason that we have had a lot of man-up opportunities, and certainly, Cab, you have to imagine that with both teams wanting this win so much, we're going to see even more of that, particularly, for instance, right here on the ride.
That was a good pop there by number 1, Grant Swaney. I'd like to see Grant get involved here as the game goes on. Maybe the defenseman on him is doing a nice job, but he's got 25, 30 points on the season. He could be someone that finishes this game off for him. But to go back to your point about physicality, I think actually you'll see it be smarter here in the fourth quarter. The defensemen don't want to get fouls. They're going to lose the game for the team. So you tend to see less unnecessary roughnesses, less high hits, less slashes.
That last shot by Brendan Collins, who has been quite an impact player today for Georgetown Prep. But as you said, certainly teams not wanting to get into man-down opportunities late in the game where it really can be a big difference maker. And again, right now, a 2-goal game. Georgetown Prep up by 2. Plenty of time remaining in this fourth quarter. 8 minutes, 39 seconds remaining. But Prep with possession, a wild shot by Shanahan.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was the best shot that Kyle can take. I like it when he brings it overhand or 3/4. That was more down from his waist. Usually if you're 6'3" or 4, you want to shoot high because goalies can't pick up the ball from when you're 6'3", 6'4", and the ball release point is like 8 or 9 feet. That's a huge advantage for tall guys. He needs to utilize that overhand 3/4 shot.
And this is Liam Giblin right here, who has been so effective setting up his teammates, looking for Shanahan. Not sure if Beazle got a stick on that one. Looked like he did. St. Stephen, St. Agnes, a big defensive stand, but then sloppy with the ball as Giblin comes right back up with it for Georgetown Prep.
I think number 9, James Bull, made a nice ground ball there. It was getting pushed out of bounds, was trying to get the ball upfield on a big throw.
And now Georgetown Prep looking to build on this 2-goal lead. And again, Cab, really the momentum has been with the Little Hoyas since the second quarter. There have been little spurts by St. Stephen, St. Agnes, but you really have had the sense that Georgetown Prep has just been in control since that second quarter.
Yeah, they're taking a little bit longer possession here. St. Stephen's doing a good job matching a long stick up on the ball. Nice save.
That shot by number 16, Brendan Collins, who has been looking for the back of the net all day long for Georgetown Prep.
No, that's a lefty goalie, so that was an off-hip shot. That's a great location. Sam just picked that up clean and made a nice, comfortable save.
And again, can't give enough credit to Beazle, who really has had a couple of really nice saves on the day, helping to keep this one close for St. Stephen, St. Agnes. And now the Saints down by 2, 7 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Once again, looking to get some of their big guns involved. Davis Allen up top.
That might be his first shot of the game. They're making him go left. They're overplaying his right side, and they're channeling him to his left. And he got to his right there. And that's the first shot I can recall. Maybe it's his second shot, but regardless, he needs to get involved. He's got a shorty. They've put a short stick on him now.
Well, and we've talked a lot about the fact, really, the big guns, Armstrong, Davis Allen, Swanee, not as involved today. The defense has done a good job of shutting them down. This is Swanee right here.
Yeah, I think Grant Swanee could have come a few more steps on that. He beat his man, but he shot the ball too soon. He had the whole right side cleared for him and could have brought him up at least to about 6 or 7 yards above the goal before finishing that one.
And again, to get all of your information about local area lacrosse and all high school sports, visit allmetsports.com. Game coverage, videos, photo galleries, and recruiting news, a product of the Washington Post. Every school, every sport, all the time at allmetsports.com.
Tell me about the Metro Lax.
All right, well, now we're down to about 6 minutes to go, and this is when coaching becomes a big part of the game. It's a 2-goal lead, so Prep has to decide they're going to keep going hard or they're going to possess.
And again, Georgetown Prep will be featured numerous times during the Metro Lax series this spring, which games live streamed at allmetsports.com, as well as a number of the teams in the Washington Post Top 10 and Cavs Top 10. Really some great matchups on the schedule, so you certainly want to look at allmetsports.com to see if your team is going to be featured or other teams that you want to keep tabs of.
Now they're going to a invert, and the refs have warned them to keep it in. They think that Prep's delaying, so the coaching decision for Coach Giblin at Georgetown Prep is to hold the ball and possess, and he's going to do everything in his power to make sure they hold on and get this win to avoid the 3-game losing streak. You can hear Coach Giblin over there. He's definitely animated and into this game. This is an intense game and point in the game.
All right, let's reset the stage and finish this strong, right?
Ooh, Georgetown Prep stepped in the crease there. Off a nice feed by Liam Giblin, number 3. Number 9 stepped in the crease on the backside, trying to put that ball away.
So a mental error there by Georgetown Prep again. This is the Metro Lax Series live streamed at allmetsports.com. Again, I'm Monica Moore alongside Cab Maddox. This has been a great one, start to finish, all day long. St. Stephen, St. Agnes just down by 2. 4 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in this contest. It's for a lot of bragging rights and a lot of pride in the DC metro area, and you're starting to see it, both teams leaving it all out on the field. Georgetown Prep winning possession back.
Now that one right there, see the refs also don't want to make a call that's gonna ruin the game. That right there was a hold on the ride, and they let it go. So I think the refs are going to let things go here in the last 4 minutes. We're down to 4 minutes now. You can see Prep's just going to sit on it. And it's hard to sit on the ball. I mean, you're going to see St. Stephen start sending some double teams here with long poles and try to put the ball on the ground.
And certainly time right now not on the side of St. Stephen, St. Agnes. Georgetown Prep.
Not sure
Quick
he
shot
wanted
right
to go
there.
to goal there. Coach Giblin is running down the sideline, and he's not happy about that one.
So
Ooh, that's going to be a slash.
bit of life here for St. Stephen, St. Agnes. The flags fly.
They're going to call a slash on number 3, Liam Giblin. Cut him on the back of the head. 1 minute man up for St. Stephen's. This is a massive opportunity right here. They need a goal if they want to win this game right now.
So a must-score situation for the St. Stephen, St. Agnes Saints.
Almost worthy of a timeout right now to make sure that the kids stick this one. And we got the play run perfectly. I mean, they've run the same play for most man-ups, and it looks like they're going to go to the same play again. They need to figure out what to do with Brent Armstrong. He's being shut off. They could use him on the high crease and set picks for guys coming off of him.
So the Saints will work the ball around. Again, a 1 minute penalty for St. Stephen, St. Agnes.
Oh, he stuck it. Wow. Grant Swaney. Nice shot by Grant Swaney.
You've been calling for it, for Swaney to get involved in this contest. A much-needed goal right there for St. Stephen, St. Agnes. How huge was that goal? That
was massive. That was a humongous goal for confidence now. We have 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the game, and it's a 1-goal game. And Clay's been facing off well, but you know I have them tied dead even at 7-7 in face-offs on the day for wins, both teams. So this face-off right here, the 8th win, is going to be big.
Well, again, you talked about it. It was one of your small battles to win the war, the face-off battle, and it has been dead even today. We've seen two of the best in the area, Clay Carson squaring off against Chris Hampton, and we've seen them all over the field. They both scored goals. They have been absolutely outstanding in today's contest. And another thing you talked about, interestingly, was the ground balls, and they have been very exciting today. They've been difference makers between both of these two teams, and now, right now, what do you think are going to be the big difference makers in the last 3 minutes and 8 seconds of this contest?
Well, Coach Giblin is talking about what they have to do offensively to maintain possession. With a 1-goal lead with possession, you absolutely do not want to shoot the ball under any circumstances, even if the goal is open. Because there's a chance you could hit the pipe and it could bounce back, and then they could go down and tie the game. It's just a rule in lacrosse with the lead. Under 2, you do not shoot. Conversely, St. Stephen's needs a face-off win here, get down, and they need to get a tying goal. And they've balanced their scoring out here in the second half. You know, it's good to see Grant Swaney getting involved there. Brent Armstrong, you might see him come back up. Seth had a great first half. Seth Miller, number 12, he's due for a big goal. Joe King has had a great game. He's going to have a short stick. And Isaiah's going to have a short stick as well. One of those guys, either Joe King or Isaiah, is probably going to have to initiate for them to get a game-tying goal. Let's see how resilient they are right now.
3 minutes, lots of excitement, Pavel. Lots of excitement.
Yeah, there's a big buzz here in the crowd. The crowd has grown up. The crowd is built up, and here we go.
3 minutes, 8 seconds remaining. Georgetown Prep up by 1. An important face-off possession right here.
They call a loose ball push on St. Stephen's.
So a break here for Georgetown Prep. This game has been close throughout the entire contest. 3 goals has been the biggest lead that we have seen. Both teams have had a 3-goal lead at one point.
Great takeaway right there by Brinkerhoff. That's a huge takeaway by Brink.
Brinkerhoff.
He's had a heck of a game. He's had an outstanding game. What a major takeaway. Check. Knocked the ball right out of stick and out of bounds.
Well, again, it goes back to the composure. You've talked so much about it. St. Stephen, St. Agnes has exhibited this on the season so far. Armstrong with the ball.
Oh, gosh.
And now,
that was unfortunate.
That was a costly turnover.
Yeah, it landed right on the line on the bounce, so it was an unfortunate break on the clear. St. Stephen's needs to ride their tails off here and see if they can get a turnover. Conversely, Prep is going to have to be very smart and patient. They're going to be doubled off the whistle here. Number 17, Townsend Brown, is going to be doubled. He's going to have to go backwards on the pass.
And it will have to be a big defensive play right here by St. Stephen, St. Agnes. As you see Brown go back to Hugh Musco. And now Georgetown Prep's going to work the ball around. This is going to take some time off the clock. And you will see the Little Hoyas try to be very careful with the ball as they go once again to Musco. 2 minutes, 19 seconds remaining. Prep up by 1 with possession.
That was a smart play by Brendan Collins. Get that ball out of his stick. Did that Brink take the ball away? Oh, it's Jimmy. Jimmy Wyrick, number 14, just took the ball away.
So once
They call it a loose ball push.
Strong
Loose ball push.
defense by St. Stephen St. Agnes, but Georgetown Prep going to hang on to possession. This is Liam Giblin right here, the quarterback. Brankerhoff squaring off against him. He has been so strong, and look at Brankerhoff. He's doing everything he can.
Brink might be running out of juice here. They gotta channel the ball to a good matchup so they can get the ball taken away. Brink might be out of. Here you go. Good opportunity. Take it.
We've talked about the depth concerns. Perhaps we will see it right here. 1 minute, 38 seconds remaining. This is Horning. First start of his career today. What a game he has had in this contest.
Nice. What they're going to do is, you see they're sending constant double teams. Their goalie's out of the goal. St. Stephen's goalie, that is. And they got to put the ball down. Prep's doing a nice job possessing and spreading it and going like it's like a 4 corners in basketball. This is really, really hard to do. Again, they're not going to shoot the ball. Ball's on the mat.
Georgetown Prep hangs on to possession.
Big, huge ground ball right there.
As Cap
Prep's got a
said.
timeout.
Oh,
you don't need a timeout when you shoot.
By Liam Giblin.
Stay on him.
It does not get better than that. Liam Giblin, perhaps some insurance for Georgetown Prep.
Coach slash dad will be telling them he probably shouldn't have shot that ball, because if that's a save, St. Stephen's has an opportunity, but he put that thing on a rope down on the hip.
And again, Liam Giblin heading to play college ball at Johns Hopkins. Honorable mention, All-Met last year. A massive goal. You cannot overstate how huge that goal was right there for Georgetown Prep. The Little Hoyas up 11-9, 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining in this contest. A huge face-off.
Oh, Clay jumped, the St. Stephen's number 2. They called him for jump on the false start. So he has to go off the field. That's too bad, because they needed that ball.
And Georgetown Prep did such a nice job of possessing the ball on their last opportunity.
So Prep has to keep the ball in the box now. They're in the box. They got to keep it in, and they just use their final timeout, I believe.
Follow Prep's huddle.
Wow, what a goal! What a goal
Prep.
there by Liam.
Should he have shot that or not? Let's talk about that.
So 52 seconds remaining. Georgetown Prep up 11-9. Cab, you talked about it a little earlier that Coach Cab would not have had his players shoot the ball right there, but Liam Giblin got the job done. Your thoughts on that goal once again?
Yeah, I think Coach Giblin, Coach Kubik over there, the offensive coordinator, probably will agree with me as well. When you're up a goal, you want to hold. You want to hold the ball, because it's pretty easy to figure out. If you get saved or if you hit the pipe, even on an empty net shot, you do not want to shoot it. If they save it, they can go down and tie. Whereas if you're up 2, you are told as a player to shoot the ball if you have empty nets. That was very, very gutsy there by Liam Giblin to take that risk. I'm sure he knows. He's a coach's son. He probably knows that's a high risk, high reward type of shot. But he stuck it, and I think that probably will be the game-winning goal. But you know what? 52 seconds. I've seen 3 goals in 52 seconds. So this game is not over.
Well, that is one of the most beautiful things about lacrosse is how quickly goals can be scored. And, of course, with the face-off, you can win back-to-back possessions in a contest. Going back to that goal by Giblin, he has really made a name for himself today in this contest by distributing the ball. I think that was his first goal of the day, a gutsy one.
Yeah, 1 goal, 3 assists on the day for Liam. He's having a great day. They're going to come off the timeout here. St. Stephen's is going to have to double the ball. Goalie may have to be out as the 7th defenseman and guard one of the attackmen. That's a pretty common play here. Yep, and they're doing it. You can see that St. Stephen's is in a total shutoff, doubling the ball. The goalie's on number 3, Liam.
And right now, Georgetown Prep will have to do a good job of possessing the ball, as we have seen them do, because St. Stephen St. Agnes desperately trying to cause a turnover right here with possession. Riley Peters.
He must be the speed burner on the team. Usually you put someone who's the fastest kid on the team to run the game out here. And he's got good stick protection. I guess Coach Giblin had another timeout in his pocket there. I thought he was out, but he had another timeout, and he used it to save possession there.
And so
again, Coach Giblin's going to do everything in his power to coach smart here in the final 2 to make sure he avoids a 3rd consecutive loss.
35.8 seconds remaining in regulation. Georgetown Prep up 11-9 over St. Stephen St. Agnes, and you just referenced it. Georgetown Prep is coming off of 2 consecutive 1-goal leads. They know how important these late game situations are, where games are extremely close, and how the smallest mental errors can cost you the win.
Definitely. I mean, you have to be very smart and practice your 2-minute offense and 2-minute defense constantly throughout the season at the varsity level. I'm sure Coach Giblin and his staff has worked on this, on plays to clear out and possess the ball and keep it behind. And it's not easy. It is really hard to take care of the ball for 30 seconds when every single player is being shut off, let alone 60 seconds or 90 seconds. So, again, they have no more timeouts. So St. Stephen's has got to take a huge risk here, throw some takeaway checks, try to put the ball down on the ground and get up the field quickly and score.
Well, it particularly is not easy when you have players like Matt Brinkerhoff, who has had quite a second half. We've talked so much about that young man in the second half.
Yeah, let's look for Brink to be probably one of the guys on the ball. Let's see who they're putting on the ball. It looks like they're putting number 17, Joe Kenna, and number 11, James Bowden. And I think they got him. Oh, he got out of it.
What a play right there.
That's a pretty tough play
by Hampton, breaking free.
What a play by Hampton. See, that's smart. You get the ball to a senior like that, he wants to win the game for you.
But you see Hampton still with possession for Georgetown Prep. He gives it up to Kyle Shanahan. We talk so much about Shanahan, has a lot of size. And now under 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's it. Nice job killing the game there by Georgetown Prep to put this game out of reach.
And with that, Georgetown
they're going to storm
Prep.
Yeah, they're going to storm the field and celebrate. They haven't had a little celebration feel in a while. That's their first big-time top 10 win of the season. So they deserve to celebrate.
Georgetown Prep, your winners 11-9 over St. Stephen St. Agnes. And don't forget, they were down by 3 goals in the first quarter of this contest. They came back out of the break between the first quarter and the second quarter and really never looked back in this contest. They had balanced scoring and had some big time plays by players like Charlie Horning. And of course, you can't overstate that goal by Liam Giblin, the risky take by the senior for the Little Hoyas gave Georgetown Prep a little insurance to get the W today.
Yeah, Liam he took control and played better and better and better as the game went on. He played fantastic. I thought Kyle Shanahan did really well. And you mentioned Charlie Hornig. I also was impressed by Brendan Collins, the sophomore committed to Notre Dame. He was a dangerous threat the whole game and dodged with confidence.
Really the sophomore class for Georgetown Prep. We talked a lot about Townsend Brown as well, who's only a sophomore. As we said, Charlie Horning, only a sophomore. So despite the fact that Georgetown Prep lost 21 seniors, they just have players step up continually, and so many of those sophomores already committing to play at the next level.
Yeah, there's no shortage of players at Georgetown Prep. They have 25, 35 players a grade over there, so they have over 100 players coming out every year for the program, and they have three very strong teams in their freshman JV and varsity. Chris Hampton, the senior committed to Denver, the faceoff guy, showing his athleticism there and running the ball out and killing the clock. That was a big play by Chris. Congratulations to him.
And so, Cab, let's revisit your top 10. Of course, St. Stephen St. Agnes at the top of that list. I won't pressure you to perhaps tell us what the rankings are going to be next week, but let's revisit and talk a little bit about those top 10.
Yeah, sure. I think right now, after today, you have to put Gonzaga up at number 1. This loss by St. Stephen's will put Gonzaga right back up top. Prep, and St. Stephen's and Landon and Calverton are all going to be right around in the mix in there in the top 5. And like I said, on any given day, any one of those top 5 teams in the area can beat each other. And those 5 teams are Georgetown Prep, St. Stephen's, Landon, Calverton, and Gonzaga. And right now, after today, you have to give Gonzaga the number 1 ranking, considering they just beat Prep last Friday.
And of course, we've already seen Gonzaga this season with their win over Bullis on the Metro Lac Series. We're going to have them later in the season as well. So if you haven't seen Gonzaga play yet, we will have that later on. And Georgetown Prep Landon next week. I am so excited about that game, particularly after seeing the Little Hoyas today. And Cab, you've already talked about the rivalry that is Georgetown Prep Landon.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable rivalry. Those guys, if you thought this was a war today, you're going to see a epic battle when those guys play next Friday. And it's going to be helpful if Prep continues to win between now and then. Landon's got Bullis this Thursday or Friday. It's a must-win for Landon. They've lost 2 straight games, much like Prep. Prep needed a win. Landon needs a win. So I hope both Landon and Prep teams win out until their games when they face each other next Friday. It's going to be exciting over at Georgetown Prep, and we're fortunate to be doing that game.
Absolutely. So that's certainly one that you want to mark on your schedule. And again, we have lots of Georgetown Prep this season, lots of Gonzaga, lots of the area top best teams here at the Metro Lac Series. And this one, I think it's certainly lived up to all the hype and all the billing that we expected today. And I think you have to credit St. Stephen St. Agnes, because Georgetown Prep, despite the fact that they really had the momentum second quarter throughout the rest of the game, St. Stephen St. Agnes never let up in this contest.
No, they're a very resilient club, and they're tough. You can see how tough they are. They're gonna. I mean, they could still win the IAC. I mean, they're going to get better and better as season goes on, and they also have the goal of winning the state. They won the state championship Division I 2 years ago. Last year, Episcopal High School won. So they have goal to win IAC, and then after they're done with that, they try to go on and win the state, and they could still do it. They're one of the best St. Stephen's teams I've ever seen play, as evidenced by their Boys Latin and McDonough wins, and by playing a team with their backs up against the wall here, Prep, who was outstanding in the second, third, and fourth quarters.
And now let's head over to Brandon Roth, who is standing with a couple of our players of the game.
All right, I'm here with Kyle Shanahan and Leon Giblin, victorious Georgetown Prep. Kyle, I'll start with you. Just talk to me about how you think you guys played overall today.
I thought our offense really picked it up today, but our defense came out a little slow, but we really figured it out in the second half, and both things came together at the end. So,
all right, Liam, what were you guys thinking when you guys were down by 3 early?
We just knew we had to come back. We knew this was a make or break game. If we didn't win it, our season's pretty much over, according to Prep, I guess. So we knew we should have come out and win this game.
All right, was there one moment that you can really think of that swung the momentum for you guys?
Probably when Chris Hampton scored down here in the fourth quarter off of that fast break. I think that really swung it towards our way.
All right, Kyle, you guys just came off a close loss to Gonzaga. What does coming out and getting a big win against St. Stephen's do for you guys today?
It's huge. Pretty sure they're ranked number 1 in the post, so this is a perfect win for us to get back in track and save our season from going to 6-3 instead of 7-2 would be bad, but luckily we got the win. So.
All right, thanks, guys. Back to you guys.
All right, well, I think summed up by Liam Giblin, this was a season-defining game for Georgetown Prep.
Yeah, you heard him say it. I mean, he said the season was somewhat over in the Prep world if they lost today. So that just shows you about the chatter that was going on since they lost Friday night for the first time ever to Gonzaga and Coach Casey O'Neill's club over there. They needed this win. You can see the relief coming out of those guys right there as they're going back and celebrating on the other side of the field.
Well, we could not have asked for a better matchup today. Again, your winners, Georgetown Prep 11 over St. Stephen St. Agnes. For Brandon Roth and Cab Maddox, I'm Monica Moore. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you with the next installment of the Metro Lac Series live streamed at allmetsports.com.